Hello, my cabbages, and welcome back to another mapping video. On our WICSO series. Originally, probably next episode though. But yeah, let's dive in. For this episode, Amazon's probably gonna be pretty peaceful, but we still have Mexico. I don't know why I'm already foreshadowing stuff. The light blue nation takes their time as the world's newest nation and decides to expand. I mean, they just won a war, and people are like, "Wah the who?" Wah the who? Like Mario or something? Wah the who the wah, wah the who. But so they explore over the Amazon River and some of its tributaries, as they call them. Because that's what they're called. They call them because that's what they're called. Yeah, looking pretty big. Religiously homogeneous, though. I decided not to change much of the rhythm on patch. I changed a bit there, but yeah. Because honestly, I mean, some expansion happened, but not really much happened other than war. They got war and civil war, but not much happened religiously. So yeah. But yeah, they got their expansion, so good for them. And now the blue team, kind of being a defeated nation, they kind of want to recover from what happened. So they decide to also expand, not in the river because they can't. So they decide to expand over here. Lavender team decides to just kind of do a wide swath. Just surrounding the unexplored lands, just seeing what's in this, mainly rainforest. Because, I don't know if you heard something called the Amazon rainforest. Crazy. So they decide to expand and just kind of grow because they don't have any more river to go up. So yeah, they also grow, so a lot of growth right now. Looking pretty thick and chunky. Looking pretty thick and chunky. Not a sentence I thought I'd be saying, but today. And then we got the purple team also exploring, so like I say, it's pretty peaceful right now. Might not stay like that forever, but the purple team decides to expand after winning that war, because actually, purple team hasn't had the best track record of winning wars. A lot of them were showing, but no, they've won this war. So they expand quite a bit. This area over here is definitely twice the size of this area now, so maybe not the best for political stability. But they already had most of the nations that were kind of religiously unstable to break away from. Why is that purple team? That should be blue religion. There is no purple religion. There's no purple religion, so yeah, they already red. It used to be red, but now it's kind of lavender religion, kind of broke away. So honestly, most of this shouldn't be that controversial, but yeah, there's some. But nah, that won't happen for a while. That'll probably be an episode, but we have some sort of civil war. But yeah, we have long track out here. Bam. So they explored a lot, and honestly, recently, I think, probably because they got a new king, they've been expanding a lot, not getting wars, because actually the last war, they were one of the only countries that were not in it, so, actually not one of the only countries, this country and this country also, never mind, but still, they're not actually the most war-hardy, even though they're kind of a war-hardy nation, so they're leaning slightly more to the right again, because they don't really, they don't really sacrifice as much. They're more of just war. Oh, Sparta. They're more, give food to the gods, and they want to show off and impress the gods, which they haven't been doing recently. So, attention. But yeah, they're getting pretty lengthy long boy. The gold team over here doesn't even explore more. They just start expanding with some of the land they already explored. So. The orange team, it's been a bit since they last got, an episode, so they decide to explore a bit, even though blue team kind of doesn't like that. Nor does actually really much of the other teams. But, in doing this, the blue team, I actually had these prepared, so in real life they wouldn't be actually prepared and happen, but, Alliance Lair! So, we got the Circle Alliance, which probably hasn't formed yet. I don't know why the circle's smaller than these circles, that's kinda annoying. Let me fix that. There we go, I think. I don't know, good enough, but, so I'm guessing the square lines would form first with the purple team, the blue team, and the dark blue team, kinda like, Red team's kinda on the fence with the red team, blue team, actually the purple team and blue team aren't getting low. Along, I don't know why would they be in the same, I'm like, questioning my past decisions. Whoops. Nope. Lion Slayer. Oh, that was on the wrong layer, wasn't it? It totally was. The Lion Slayer. Shouldn't be that hard. Okay, so they're not actually in the lines, but the blue team and the dark blue team and the yellow team over here formed a square alliance. It's kind of like, kind of threatening. And the lavender team, the dark red team, and the orange team kind of formed a circle alliance. Light blue team's kind of on the fence. They already fought a war, but so, you know, and why not they join now? They're gonna join later. Like, spoilers, they're gonna join later, so why not make them join now? Boom. And now let's just damn. Should not take that long. There we go. Perfectly sized circle. So we got the circle alliance forming and the square alliance forming. And some nations being on the fence. But, don't worry. Nothing's happening yet. Keyword yet. But, basically, a group of, like, blue team and, like, it's a mixed group of a bunch of nations decide to just kind of explore kind of what happened with, like, Adis Pro's WICSO and the Asia, so they just decide to explore, but they're going in the direction of the Mexico team. It's planned crazy until they find this so there's actually rather short exploration until they find this peninsula over here. Some people decide to settle here in a new country, like, black's the same color as the edge, so I can't put them black. What colors have I not used? There's so many colors on here. Let's use a dark green color. I said, okay. Boom, they form a dark green nation over here. So, yeah. Bam, and then bam, and a little coastline over here. But only some of the explorers stop here. Other explorers, let me see. Boom. Oh, no. That is the coastline. Very thick coastline, to be honest, right here. There we go. Other explorers like, yeah, we should keep on going. So they decide to keep going. Until they kind of... they actually explore over here and kind of get here. Because there's actually, like, mountains here. And they're thinking, whoa, maybe we should stay here. But, they kind of rest here for the night. They're like, okay, let's just rest here and, like, you know, and just see what it's like. But then they realize a thunderstorm. If you don't know, which actually you might not, but there's just basically this, they say eternal, but for the past 500 years, there's been a thunderstorm every single night on this lake, and that we've recorded because, like, it's perfect conditions with the mountains around it and the water. So they realize, oh, thunder, and they sleep here again because they're kind of like hopeful. Let's just put them in pink, even though we already have another pink nation because they're gonna disband. What? And then there's another thunderstorm the next time. They're like, screw this. So they just decide to give up on there and keep on exploring. So they explore over here, and they eventually decide to settle on this peninsula, and they will become like a banana colored. Like, no, that looks more like Laffy Taffy kind of a name. Very bright yellow, kind of hard to distinguish. They also decide to settle on this island, and this small peninsula. Yeah, why is that so hard to? Shouldn't be that hard. Okay, so they kind of have a little bit of splits here, but after that they need to form capitals, so they do that because said they need to. Boom, they have capital over here and a capital on this weird shaped island. So yeah, two nations going pretty well, but actually pretty close to the Mexico nations right here. Speaking of Mexico nations, we're going to do Mexico check, actually. A bit more of a check. The brown team officially denounces the practice of splitting into different nations because they see kind of it is not working out, and like they just don't. They kind of form their own ideology. But meanwhile, that the brown team decides to expand. Am I trying to push their connection? Maybe. Almost definitely, yeah. Well, not quite expand, more of just exploring right now. They explored quite a bit, but they don't, expand off all of that because that would be very unstable, and they're at least semi-smart. So they basically just double their country in size. But yeah, brown team looking pretty good right now. The gray team, basically, gray team, 3 siblings, so the country splits in 3. We got the eldest sibling with the capital region in the center. We got this like mint green nation on the western half, which is probably middle child, I don't know. And then we got like rose kind of pink color on this side, which is probably, I guess, the youngest child. So, yeah. I'll add capitals later, but I might just do a mass capitals because, stuff will be happening. This new mint nation, being the middle child, they kind of want to prove themselves, so they decide to go to war with the brown team. And because the brown team's a lot smaller and not the best for political stability, there goes the brown team. But meanwhile, while that was happening, I did that really quick. So the dark gray team kind of jumps on the brown team also and takes some of the land, and so does this like tan kind of team, taking a bit of the land. And like the mint team's like, oh, they're taking our land, so they decide to attack the gray team, which apparently was a mistake because they get like a little push. But then the gray team, which is surprisingly strong, kind of like Sparta, they kind of like, you get out of here. And they start pushing back, and they're like, whoa, 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 whoa. Till they, like, hey, older brother, can you help us out? Help a brother out. And it's like, okay, we'll help you out, you little bro. But, like, on one condition. Help you out, but then you're indebted. So they help us out to there, and it seems like, okay, we can just all peace now. Because every, like, day goes by with getting help from the gray team, they get more indebted, because it's kind of like a mercenary thing, and they eventually they're like, okay, we can stop with that, we can stop. Dark gray team, surprisingly powerful, but the gray team, yeah, this wasn't that long, it only probably took like a week, but still, yeah, indebted to older bro, which, and the mint team, kind of not best for leadership, is like, hey, we can pay off our debts, and like, but the thing is, they're not good monetarily, so they're like, okay, give us land then. So they're like, here you could go, older bro. Mint team, not looking well. And green team over here gets fractured in two because, sibling clause. like more of a brighter mint. This is like a pale mint. Weirdly. I don't know. They're pretty similar colors, but the younger brother takes more land, but also like this capital region was mainly like the only developed area that is very similar mint colors, but they're different. So, yeah, they got this new weird wraparound kind of nation here. So yeah, not looking the best. And the yellow team over here, they want to expand. I don't like the yeah, mint nation. They decide to expand into the dark blue nation and start winning, and the tan team was like, oh yes, kind of what happened before. I was like, oh yeah. And the dark gray nation was like, yeah. Eventually, I'm like, hey, peace, I'll give you money, because they're kind of getting yeah. So not good, especially since the dark gray team is surprisingly powerful. So if we, yeah, that was a bit distracting right now. So look at this, went down from 5 nations to 3.5 nations. This is not looking too good. And then over here, this, after a bit, this king basically has a baby fest. They're like, let's have our children. And, they get assassinated? By who? We don't know. The brothers will have fun, trying to figure out who that is and waging pointless wars. Well, actually, most of them pointless, because one of them eventually gets to be right, but, you know, that's not much of a spoiler, but, you know, olive green, kind of. That is not an olive green, that's the exact same color. Oh, damn. I said, look, okay, that's the different color. A little bit of olive green over here. There we go. And a little bit of, Barbie pink, basically. That's the best way to describe it. That's just Barbie pink. And then we got a little bit dark blue. Form around here, because I haven't marked the capitals yet, but I'm going to. And the capitals region is going to be like right there. So they're going to have a capital here. Dark blue takes this surrounding area. That looks hideous. Boom, boom. And then we got a little bit of like a maroon country, which also, along with taking this land, also takes this land, because we gotta have some exclaves and enclaves. And then we got a little bit of, over here we get dark purple, kind of like a wine, dark like wine grape kind of thing. And then we got one last nation with like a pale blue-gray kind of thing, which also has an enclave right here, along with the purple team having our way exclave kind of like right here. Yeah, looking rather hideous. But yeah, so this minty nation went to being 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Not planned. Okay. So now let's add the capitals. I'm gonna have to make the capitals smaller now because this is Quarter Gore incarnate. I'm sure Ender would love this. Let's make 4 size capitals. So, boom, 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 boom. Okay. And the Rose Nation over here kind of being peaceful, and then this nation is capital up here. So, yeah, looking rather interesting, to say the least. Just looking at the capitals, you can see, oh, this region is not looking the most stable. It's looking like the Holy Roman Empire, even though none of them are even Union, so it's looking worse than the Holy Roman Empire. But while that was happening, the brown team decided to expand more, because maybe a bit of over-expansion, if you know what I'm saying. Not good for his country. So they expand over here, and then they go like this and that. Yeah. And who would have thought rebellion in the brown team? I need so many colors for this Mexican nations cannot hold themselves together. And I'm causing this, so I don't know. I'm like, why do they do this? I'm like, this is my problem. Dark brown country forms kind of over here, where they're kind of like, and they're expanding their movement, and the brown country is like, no, we expanded too quickly. Who would have thought? So they kind of, but kind of get stopped and like, no. So we got the dark brown team over here, which probably could wait for doing that, but then we got, so basically people from the brown team don't like that they can't expand anymore, so a big expansionist group of people start exploring, kind of what happened with the people over here, which are getting pretty close. So yeah. So they go expand. Oh, they have the Panama Canal marked on here. I'm gonna go in the area where would have been the Panama Canal. And they decide to settle not too far away. It's weird, like orangish brown color. I decided to settle in this area. So yeah, nations getting close together because, just that distance until they find each other. But, so, yeah, Mexico not looking super well put together right now. Like, but meanwhile, yellow team decides to, gold team, yellowish gold team, decides to expand, because they want more land in the end, Bam. Teams are going good. Also, the darkish green team over here decides, okay, let's keep on moving. Color picker. Boom. Bam. Okay, and then they expand across here, and across here, and here. So they're looking pretty good. And then, we got the, I don't know, I did that like French. Oh wait, that's a different color. Damn. I have no idea what that was, but they expand over here. You also go to explore navally because they kind of got rumors of islands. So they find some islands over here, and the island boy. So yeah, nation looking pretty decent. And we got down here, dark red nation also deciding to expand more. Not looking super stable, as we've seen in, well, actually a lot of nations in past times. Just from my series, so have you watched the first episode of Ender series? So but for now, remarkably, they keep together. But there is a little bit of a thing going on where basically put it kind of what happened with the orange team before. They got with, if you watch the Halloween episode. So wait, no, that's not the right color. It was the dark. Wait, I literally just had that. Why did I do it like that? Boom, dark red color, but darker, so even darker red. beam. So they start their own, like, marginally independent. Not super independent, but you know, they get more freedoms. This way, take a while out to outline, so I'll probably do this later on, but just know it's there. But that's probably all, my cabbages.